Hello everybody, welcome back to Hiveswap, sort of, kind of. One last note before I get started on the Friendsim is I went and looked up the Heiress's sign because I was curious to see what her aspect is, and she is also an aspect of blood. She is a Python, the sign of the compatriot. And so that's interesting that it's like I'm mostly just interested in the fact that she and Damek have the same sign. So there's an interesting blood versus blood feud going on between them, which is fitting because it literally is a blood versus blood feud. Anyway, so that's that. Just one more interesting thing to ponder over with Hiveswap and where that thing is. And let's transition into this game. Boop. Okay. Well, this doesn't look right at all. Let's see. Yeah, it looks better. Alright, well, we might have to move that later once the game actually starts. So, Friendsim. What do I know about the Friendsims? I know that there are 5, maybe 6 by now. I don't know, they're coming out every 2 weeks, so they're coming out quick. There are at least 5, possibly 6 of them. I have the first 4 installed, I know already. All I know about them individually is that they are dating sims, except they're not dating sims. They are friend sim. They are friendship simulators. They are not dating simulators. They are friendship simulators. Your goal is to make friends with the trolls of your choice. Each game, judging from what I've seen, all I've seen about any of them is just what's on the Steam store pages, which means I've pretty much just seen the pictures of the trolls that are in them. And it looks like each game has 2 trolls, and it's kind of your choice which one you want to pick. Which means I am probably going to be playing through each of these games at least twice. Once per troll, just to get both sides. And having seen what the trolls look like in the... Actually, wait, we can adjust this, can't we? No, we can't, never mind. Having seen what the trolls look like for the first Friendsim, it should be no surprise to anybody which troll I am picking first. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you will see what I mean when I get there. So yeah, we're just going to be playing all 6 or however many they are. I mean, depending on how long it gets me to get through them. You know, Hive, Friendsim 6 and 7 could be out by the time I am done with the first few. And it looks like, and that's the other thing too, judging from the title screen, we are playing as the MSPA reader, or some sort of MSPA person. So let's get started. It's going to ask me first. Of Bloodthirst and Bratwurst. Okay, so you can see already we've got a Red Blood and a Vriska. just a Vriska. So I don't think it is a surprise to any of you. You know, I don't think there is any actual tension about which choice I'm going to make here. I keep forgetting that you can't see my mouse, but I think we all know who I'm going to pick in this first Friendsim. It's like I'll come back and play the Bratwurst guy later. It's like I'm not going to just ignore him because he's not Vriska, but come on. 5 is still locked because I haven't downloaded it yet, and then there's at least a 6th one coming out. I wonder if they're going to stop at 6, because then that would mean there are an even dozen trolls. But anyway, the other thing is, I have 3 thoughts about this girl whose name I don't know. I just know what she looks like. 1, obviously I'm going to pick her for my first playthrough. 2, I don't know if death is possible in this game, but if it is possible, she's definitely someone, taking her route definitely has a high risk of killing you. 3, on the other hand, come on, I'm actually Vriska. If anybody has a chance of getting through befriending this lady alive, it's me. Come on. It's like this is the one thing I'm going to have an ego about. I choose to have an ego about. So anyway, let's start Friendsim Volume 1. The other question I have about this game. Okay. You have just crash landed on a planet called Alternia, and staggering from the smoldering wreckage of your ship, you are now completely alone in a strange world. Desperate for information, for provisions, and possibly a bit of medical attention. But most of all, you are desperate for friendship. So yeah, my other question about this game is, I wonder if by friendship they mean Moirail ship, or if they really do just mean friendship. Like, are they calling it a friendship simulator because they didn't want to scare the normies away by calling it a Moirail simulator? I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe it depends. Maybe some of the options can result in Moirail relationships, and some of them can't. Seems unlikely since we are playing as an alien, or not a troll anyway. We're not playing as a troll, so a Moirail ship does seem a little unlikely, but you never know. You never know. When someone is godforsaken rock be your buddy. Any weirdo will do. You're not that picky. Hang on, what's this now? Is someone approaching? Ardata. Hello, Ardata. Ardata? Alright. Yep. You know what we're going to do, folks. I'm not happy with this camera position. One, sure. Whoops. That's not what I wanted to do at all. Of course, I can't tell where this is going. Okay. Anyway. Ardata. Ardata Carmia. Yes, someone is approaching. A strange gray-skinned alien, clad in blue. Perhaps they will make for a good friend. Dear God. And just what are you supposed to be? Whoops. Your stammering reply eventually conveys that you are a lost traveler who is hungry and probably in some need of medical treatment. You're also really lonely and wouldn't mind making a new friend right about now. Oh my. She totally wants to kill me already. I can just tell. This was a horrible mistake, but I'm already committed. Oh, how funny this is. How very droll. You want to be my friend? It's too much. This thing at my doorstep, wishing to know me in any capacity. The hilarity somehow escapes my ability to capture with maniacal laughter. How rare. Oh, it's like Vriska meets Frieza. I love it. I love it already. You apologize for your presumptuous request. You hang your head, turn around, and begin to walk up. And just what the fuck do you think you are doing? Who invited you to leave? You stop in your tracks obediently and turn to face her again. Your possibly broken ribs are throbbing in pain, but this does not strike you as the right moment to exhibit weakness. Oh, yes, this is great. Her quirk is brilliant. I love the triple eye thing. It matches her horns. You see, well, actually, god damn it, my camera's in the way again. There. Maybe it was fine the first time. But yeah, like you see how her horn does has the 3 divots, and her quirk is 3 eyes. It's like, love it. It dawns on me that we may have gone off on the wrong saucer pod. Where are my manners? Ghastly behavior on my part. After all, it isn't your fault you seem to be some sort of hideous freak, is it? And such a tragic creature cannot be held responsible for such a devastating shortfall of social competence. I would weep for you, really, except that crying out of three eyes at once gets a bit messy. So instead, I think I'll be saving my tears for someone less offensively worthless. You aren't sure if she's inviting you inside, or if she just got you to stay a little longer so she can insult you some more. You try to remain stoic while your confrontational new friend decides what to do with you. Unfortunately, you sniffle slightly. I mean, the wrong gravity connector. She also has 3 eyes to go with her 3 eyes. Indeed, she does. Oh. Oh, my dear, you're sad. So amusing to me, mildly endearing, even. Perhaps I'll decide later if it's endearing, once I have more information. It's entirely possible I will retroactively decide it's disgusting. But for now, try to put yourself at ease, you completely pitiful fool. Not one more sniffle. Do you understand? You nod, while practicing exemplary control over your nose. You've gotten yourself so agitated. I wonder why. You have nothing to worry about from me. That's a goddamn lie. You're a blue blood. I know what they're like. I am a blue blood. It's... Don't... You're not fooling anyone. It's like, no. From one Scorpio to a whatever your sign is. It's like... You're... Of course I will be your friend. Conditionally, I mean. There is a chance the designation will be formalized if you behave in ways that I approve of, starting now. Let's call it a friendship in progress. Agreed? Your heart swells. This is what you've been waiting for. A new friend. Oh gosh. All you have to do now is try to fuck anything up at all. Possibly for many hours. Come into my hive, said the spider to the fly. This way, after me. You look like you could use nourishment. I don't know what it is, whatever you are eats, generally, but it doesn't matter. You will eat whatever it is I have on hand, if I tell you to. If I tell you to. How does that sound? How does it sound? Sounds good, I'll do whatever you say. Sounds fine, I guess. Let's see. Sounds fine, I guess. I probably don't want to be too... Well, yeah, I don't want to be too much of a doormat. I don't think. Get the fuck out of my face and never come back. Oh, well, that was the... Well, that was the... Okay. Stop. Rewind. Okay. Well, that sounds good. I'll do whatever you say. Well, you didn't die, at least. Save before the choices. Good idea. Obviously, it sounds good. You will definitely enjoy it. You will enjoy everything I provide you with and tell you to do. I can't imagine any sort of negativity or disagreement coming from one of my friends. I will assume that we share this philosophy when it comes to friendship. You say, oh yes, absolutely, not as enthusiastically as you can without aggravating your broken ribs. You consider giving her a thumbs up as well, until you realize one of your arms is probably broken too. You'll try to make sure she doesn't notice, though. It would probably be a bad impression. Yes. Come with me. There's something I need your help with. You follow her into her hive. It's a bit gloomy in here. You suppose she's going to fix you something to eat soon, as promised. You pass through her kitchen and out the other side to another room. Okay, you guess dinner can wait. It's like... I would be willing to bet that these are actual troll horn. God damn it, you can't see my mouse. I'm looking at the sink handles and the fridge handle, those are absolutely real troll horns. Those came off of a troll's head. There's no way those are just decorative. Pass through our kitchen and out the other side to another room. Okay, you guess dinner can wait. This way. Try not to let any of your broken limbs slow you down. A good friend wouldn't allow such trifling physical ailments. Wouldn't allow such trifling physical ailments cause me any inconvenience. Oh, so you guess she doesn't know you're injured? Fair enough. You hobble a little faster, although through another door into a much darker room, and now down a flight of stairs. It's hard to see. There are torches along the wall ahead. A monstrous noise rumbles below. Oh, don't mind her. She's just hungry. She's always hungry, though. Is that just a blue blood thing, apparently, where their Luciuses are always hungry? Ugh. Add fingers. What's that? You're hungry too? I have not forgotten. What sort of piece of shit friend do you take me for? You didn't remind her that you're hungry? You thought it, though. Can she read your mind? Probably. You hope not. That's going to make this friendship in progress a bit awkward. Here we are. This is where you will be most useful to me as a friend. Well, we're not dead. You look around with a sigh of relief. You see no sign of whatever hungry thing was grumbling down here. You're less relieved to see several other kids trapped in cages of various shape and size. There we go. This is what I came here for. One of them makes eye contact with you. The boy is the same kind of alien as her, horns and all. He has a dark red symbol on his shirt. His expression seems to plead with you. He struggles to say, "Help." Your new friend looks unamused and twitches her finger. Hello, he says. Hello, by which I mean hello, of course. Looks like you're the new friend in progress chosen by the great and beautiful Ardata. Ardata? I'm gonna go with Ardata. She's my savior, my reason for being. I am nothing without her. I'd hollow myself out and let her make a nest inside of me if she'd permit it. You turn away from this boy. You don't want to hear anything he has to say ever again. Don't mind him. He's always regarded himself as a comedian. Come over here. This is what I need your help with, if you're going to be of any value to me as a friend. I like the baby picture back there. You can barely see it because she's covering up, but that is definitely a grub picture of her. You're led to a dank corner of this. You're going to call it like you see it. This dungeon. Your new friend has a dungeon full of sad, suffering children, and presumably a monster lurking somewhere in here as well. That's not ideal. No, it is not ideal. See, this is great because, like, if you've been following my blog, not ideal is, like, one of my favorite ways to describe horrible situations. And so, MSPA reader here really is me. Really is channeling my, my sense of the gravity of this situation. I approve. I approve of this narrator. Then again, social beggars like you can't be choosers. I've been having an awful time with it. You can do it for me. It will save me time. You look at the thing in question. You doubt she's been having an awful time with it. You doubt this because it's still in its box, looking completely untouched since it was brought down here. It's a box containing a table? A table that looks ominously like it was designed to keep a person strapped to its surface. She's having us build a torture table. I love it. I will need you to assemble it. Here's a screwdriver? Really? Screwdriver? Not like leverage handle or something? It's just called a screwdriver? In case you need it. I will assume other required tools are required within the box. You take the screwdriver with your non-broken arm, and maybe she just, like, read my mind and realized it was called a screwdriver to me. Whatever. This isn't exactly what you had in mind. You don't know what you had in mind, really? A warm meal? Friendly banter? Perhaps a sling for your arm and a remedial balm for your ribs? Still, you open the box without protest. Good. He's learning. Hold on. Before you start, this will make for excellent content. My fans will... Hey, she's a blogger. See, we have a connection already, she and I. My fans will appreciate this. She sets up a video recording device. Oh, no good. There's no good spot for this. Here, let's... Try up here. Will this finally be the final resting place of the freaking camera? She sets up video recording equipment on a tripod and points it at you. A video feed comes to life on several monitors just behind you. You see in one corner of the screen an unflattering angle of your torso hunched over the furniture box. Other rectangles contain shots of the other kids in cages around the room. I suppose cameras are pointed at them too. You had no idea this friendship came with the perk of instant stardom. We can see the baby picture now. Or the grub picture, rather. And like this picture, of course, is also cute. Now you may begin. She's suddenly sitting in a comfortable-looking chair facing you and holding a chalice, swishing around some viscous liquid it contains. You have all the parts spread out on the floor, organized according to their labels in the instructions. You try to remember the last time you assembled something like this. You don't recall enjoying it, to be perfectly honest. This doesn't look like it'll be fun at all. She frowns conspicuously. Oh, how sad for you. I'm sorry, is this activity not to your liking? You reassure her vigorously that no, it actually looks amazing. You love shit like this. It's what you were born for, you say, as you swish the screwdriver around, demonstrating your plainly evident skill with the tool. Forget the thing you just thought. Completely arbitrary and wrong thoughts pop into your head all the time. It meant nothing, you swear. Yes, I hear that a lot. Continue. You open the little bag full of screws. Jesus, there are like 50 screws to this thing. Where can most of these screws possibly even go? Judging from the picture, the table doesn't really seem that complicated. Look at your screwdriver, then study the screws. Every single one requires an Allen wrench. Does this even come with an Allen wrench? The instructions seem to suggest it does. You look around but don't see one. Did you open the bag too forcefully? Did the Allen wrench go bouncing off into a dark dungeon crevice nearby? Maybe you lost some of the screws too. Damn it. You begin to sweat and look around nervously. You check underneath one of the parts. No, it's not under there. You grip the screwdriver a little tighter. You wonder what to do next. Get the hell out of there. Just do your best assembling the table. This is what friends are for. You decide it would be best not to complain about the missing Allen wrench. I probably... too late now. Is there a backdraw? I kind of want... It's... Now that I've selected, I want to see what would have happened if I'd picked the other option. You decided it would be best not to complain about the missing Allen wrench. Your friend would probably consider it bad form. You'll just make do and twist in all the screws by hand, as best you can. Your broken arm isn't making this any easier. You favor the other one and prop pieces into place precariously, leaning against each other, while you nudge them into position with your legs so the screw holes align. It's really frustrating work, you're not going to lie. As you're twisting the first screw, the grooves slip and the screw gets stuck. But you've already turned it too tight. Now it's hard to get out. You twist in reverse harder. But your fingers slip and the table pieces start to slide. They're going to fall. You rack to catch them, but it's too late. The heavier piece tips over and slams you in the broken ribs on its way to the floor. Hits the floor with a bang. The stuck screw pops out and goes bouncing 10 or 15 feet away, settling deep underneath a piece of dungeon furniture. God, you're probably going to need to get that. You hear a light chuckle. Good. Good. She takes another sip from her chalice and settles even more comfortably into her chair. Is she enjoying this? Yes. Yes, she is. You think she's enjoying watching you struggle put this stupid thing together? Maybe a little too much. Nevertheless, you continue. A friend is a friend, and you don't like to let your friends down. You've committed yourself to this project. You will get the screw out from under there a bit later. Maybe you need the final screw, and turn your attention back to the table pieces and try a different strategy. You place the bigger part, the table platform, flat on the floor. The legs will be pointed upward if they were attached. Well, see, yeah, that's the way you do it. Were you trying to do it some other way? Emma's PA reader has never assembled a table before if he was trying to do this any other way except for this one. Position one leg in the right spot, in alignment with the holes, sit on the table platform, and steady the leg with your feet. Grab another screw and concentrate. She sounds so pleased. It's strange, you admit, for watching this sort of activity to make someone so happy. But you also have to admit that taking a certain pride in it. It's wonderful, actually, to feel useful, wanted, important even, if only somewhat menially, to a great new friend who has discovered a way for your talents to improve her life. Out of the corner of your eye, you notice one of the caged kids reaching out with his hand. He is concentrating. Then you notice the screw you lost slowly slide off from underneath its hiding place. Nice! Everyone's working like a team down here. Ardata does not look at the kid, but sneers a bit. She reaches toward him, and he appears to have trouble breathing. After a moment, you notice the screw slowly slides back under the thing. She releases him from his breathing problems. Ardata's Darth Vader resumes her pleasant expression and takes another slip from her chalice. You guess that was against the rules? You decide to make a note of it. Your friend runs a tight ship down here. You respect that. Not sure if he's being sarcastic or mind-controlled. Either way, it's whatever. Either way, it doesn't really matter. About an hour later, you have all 4 legs on, plus some other accoutrements attached. You wrestle mightily with the thing to get it upright using your only good arm. It seems she may have forgotten about the final missing screw. You doubt the table needs it. You decide you won't bring it up if she won't. You give it a test. It's pretty wobbly since you're only able to tighten your screws with your bare fingers, but again, she doesn't seem to mind. She reclines and has a look on her face which makes her appear absolutely enamored of your handiwork. She has finished her drink, and the chalice is on a side table. Some awful-looking thing crawls along the floor towards her. Looks like some sort of spider, the size of an average dog. Its abdomen is preposterously large. Actually, you think it's a huge tick? Oh, so that's what she is. That's what it looks like. It settles down in front of her. She puts her legs on top of it and crosses them. Settles under their weight and grumbles. Let's try it out, shall we? You shrug and sit down on the rather rickety table. You're about to lay down, but she interrupts you. No. You fool, you absolute fool. What do you think you're doing? That's not what I meant. Get up. You stand up, embarrassed. Again, without looking at the caged kid, she raises an arm towards them and beckons. He stares blankly and opens his own cage, which apparently wasn't locked. He shuffles vacantly over to your table and lies down on its surface. She looks at you expectantly. You aren't sure what to do. Tie up the kid. Tie up the kid. What? You didn't think I'd be playing table stickball on this thing, did you? You aren't sure what table stickball is? Oh, you are pretty simple, aren't you? It's like a miniature version of arena stickball, played on a table. Got it? You don't, but you nod. Now go to it. You shackle the kid's arms and legs to the table. That seems to be the right thing to do, since the thing came fitted with shackles. She gets up and lifts her huge tick-like pet. It makes more grumpy noises. She plops the enormous thing right down on the kid's chest. He appears rendered unable to protest. The tick bites the boy's neck and begins to feed. She smiles and pats its swelling abdomen. Dark rust-colored blood dribbles from the place where it is attached to the boy's neck. Moments go by while she looks gratified by the process, proud almost. Then she looks at you expectantly. Well? You don't know what she means. The final screw. Aren't you going to retrieve it and screw into wherever it needs to go? The job isn't done. I don't keep the company of many individuals who leave things unfinished, you know. Of course, what were you thinking? You should have known your friend wouldn't let that go unnoticed. Actually, you feel like an idiot for thinking it would. You stoop very low to the ground, on your knees, placing your cheek just above the floor. You peer under the large edifice. It's dark in there and goes back a ways. Lots of room for that darn little screw to roll. Take a few pitiful swipes with your good arm. They come back empty. Must be further back. You think you can see it? Yeah, that must be it. Just a little further. You have an idea. A tool will be helpful. Guess the screwdriver will come in handy after all. How did she know? Your new friend must be very wise. You think you're liking her more every minute. You grab the screwdriver and feel around with it. Yes! You got it, you think. You carefully scrape it closer to yourself and then pick it up. You then go back to the table and find one of the remaining holes that you left unscrewed. You slide it into the table as a mechanic would with a car. There it is. The table is creaking, wobbling quite a bit now. The tick is really getting to its dinner, it seems. All the loose screws in the table have added up to a lot of give and leeway in the overall stability of the furnishings. Maybe the final screw will help. Probably not. Ardata has moved to the setup with the monitors. She's adjusting some settings on the feed, controlling the zoom of the camera, and typing some remarks into a chat window. This is very good material today. It's not often that I can provide content of this caliber to my subscribers. Go on, complete your project. This will be very good. You still think it's weird that she likes watching you put furniture together so much? Everybody has their kink. But you're not one to judge friends. Sounds like a great way to lose friends, honestly. You screw in the final screw, but the stresses on the table are causing the holes to be misaligned. This won't be easy. The huge tick shifts its grotesque body above you, causing the table to creak loudly. You nervously slide halfway out from under the table to check it out. Then a loud pop, and the sound of scraping metal. 6 or 7 screws shoot out of the desk like rivets in a sinking submarine. What a piece of shit this thing is. I think a little too late. You really needed that Allen wrench. All 4 legs splay dramatically out from underneath it at once, like a baby deer on ice. The table platform comes crashing down on your lower torso, breaking your pelvis. You bellow in pain and flail to pull yourself out. You forget that you're still holding the screwdriver. In your desperate failing, you plunge the screwdriver into the fat abdomen of the tick, which begins gushing rust blood with great force, spraying your entire upper body and face. Oh no. The beast starts thrashing wildly and screaming. You can't see your new friend due to the blood in your eyes, but you can't imagine she's thrilled about what's going on here. Your annihilated pelvis is in perfect agony. You have to get your miserable torso out from underneath this shitty table. You have an idea! With your broken arm, you start slapping the big ass of the screaming tick. While yelling, "Yeehaw!" You clutch the screwdriver handle with your other hand hard. The blood-gushing monster starts kicking and rearing, then blasts off across the dungeon floor like a pig at a rodeo. You hold on for dear life, still blind, but your plan works. You've been pulled out from under the tomb. You've spent the last hour constricting for yourself. Your pelvis is in ruins, but at least you're free now, and riding like the wind. As you and the blood-spewed tick go tearing around the room, crashing into stuff, you hear a boy crying. You guess Ardata became distracted enough by your foolish display to cease her paralyzation method on him. Or maybe distracted is the wrong word. Maybe she's disappointed by your foolishness. Oh god, you might be blowing it right now. Yeah, I love Ardata running around in a panic in the background. The tick swerves suddenly and starts running up the stairs. Ow, ow, ow. Your brittle pelvis feels every step on the way up. It careens through the rest of the hive, crashing through the front door, then comes to a sudden halt. You're catapulted violently over its backside, and you sail 50 yards through the air. You land on your ass and wipe the blood from your eyes. Okay, this was embarrassing. But everyone makes mistakes, right? You can still salvage this friendship, you know you can. You turn back to look at her hive. Ardata is standing in her doorway with a furious look on her face, and she's flipping you off. You will not be my friend. Rejection. Okay. So I think what we were supposed to do... Let's, okay. Really should have said it before that second decision then. Because I want to, let's see, the other way. Yeah, I'll do whatever you say. Hold control to skip. There we go. And save this. Okay. Get the hell out of there. Let's see where this leads. First, you clear your head and try to think innocent thoughts. Fluffy cows in the sky, ironing some clothes, a winning touchdown pass from the sports. Ardata's long black hair spilling over her cloak, her Wait, those are not innocent thoughts. Shut it down. Shut it down! There's no time for thinking. You have to act. You hurl the screwdriver at her and run. She calmly lifts a hand towards one of the kids in the cages. The kid tenses up and lifts a hand in the direction of the screwdriver. The screwdriver freezes midair right in front of Ardata's head. Now she has that same, like... I love this, like, chain of psychic powers thing that, like, all the blue bloods can do. It's like a very, like, handy way of manipulating people. She calmly lifts a hand towards one of the kids, blah, blah, blah. You run up the stairs. She twitches a finger. The caged kid does a full body spasm, and the screwdriver goes sailing towards you. It stabs deep into your leg, and you buckle over, tumbling backwards down the stairs. You're a crumpled heap at the bottom of the stairs, bleeding, and you think your arm is broken in 2 places now. That didn't seem very friendly to me. Luckily for you, I'm very determined to make relationships work. Even ones with people who flee simple furniture assembly projects. She stands over you. You attempt to pull the screwdriver out of your leg, but your entire body locks up. You can't move. She holds an outstretched hand just above you. You shouldn't try to move yet. And you certainly shouldn't try to pull out that screwdriver. You'll get blood everywhere. To my 3 little eyes, under the present conditions, it seems to me that only one of us should attempt walking up those stairs. You feel relieved. Perhaps she has some alien means of levitating you up the stairs? Wait, no. Your body is tensing up again. It's moving without your permission. You get to your feet without taking the screwdriver out. Wow, that hurts! What is she making you... Wait, what? She can't be. You use both of your arms and all of your strength and pick her up entirely. The pain from your arm is excruciating. Arms with broken bones are not meant for heavy lifting. The additional weight on your wounded leg isn't great either. You hold her as a groom would a bride. She wraps her arms around your neck to hang on to you in what strikes you as an overly familiar manner. She looks directly into your eyes and grins. This is better. Now onward and upward, my new friend. Your legs begin to operate without your consent. They wobble and struggle under the weight. The wound throbs. You lumber back up the long flight of stairs, carrying her all the way. Take her back to the kitchen and set her down in a chair, seated at a table. You didn't think I'd forget about dinner time, did you? Let's put your unfriendly behavior behind us. It's a good thing for you that I'm benevolent enough to overlook disgusting acts of betrayal. You may have noticed I keep several friends in my hive who I have similarly forgiven. Consider the transgression blood beneath the abattoir. You exhale. Now that she mentions it, yes, you are hungry. Maybe a more warm meal will lift your spirits and get this heretofore turbulent friendship back on track. Maybe you'll even get the chance to pull the screwdriver out of your leg. You pull out of a chair and attempt to sit down, but your legs lock up, and then you stand again. Apparently this was not the right thing to do. Oh, but why are you sitting? There's cooking to be done. You stagger mechanically over to the fridge and open it. You pull out a large hock of some sort of alien mystery meat and put it on the counter. With your broken arm, you reach in anguish for a big, dangling meat cleaver. You chop the hock, wincing with each swing of the cleaver. You place the sliced meat in a frying pan, sear it lightly, and serve it on a plate very rare, just the way your new friend likes it. You didn't know that's the way she likes it, but you surmise this is what she prefers in a piece of meat, since technically she is the one doing the cooking. You put it on the table in front of her, along with a fork and a knife besides it. Your muscles relax, as you are apparently allowed to control your own body again. Hooray for small privileges. She does nothing, except look at you with a pleased expression. You eye the meat in front of her, then the meat on the counter, and the chair on the other side of the table. What should you do? Prepare a plate for yourself? Is that what she wants you to do? Well? It looks like you're confused. Isn't it obvious what to do next under your own volition? A good friend would know what to do. In fact, I don't think a good friend would take nearly as long to decide what the right thing to do next is. It actually seems to me that a very rude friend would hesitate for as long as you are hesitating. Or perhaps someone who is not a friend at all? You begin to sweat again. You clearly don't have much time to make up your mind. If you wait for even a few seconds longer, you will probably be guilty of being a bad friend, maybe even a dreadful one. That's not the type of person you like to think you are. What will you do? Save the game. What will you do? Feed her? Okay. Feels like the only obvious thing to do. Is in fact the only obvious thing to do. She is looking at you quite expectantly. You reach for the fork with your good arm. You go for the knife with your other... Ow. You can't do it. The arm is much less serviceable with the when the muscles are not being forced via psychic override to regard the pain response. Nevertheless, she looks at you patiently and smiles. That's nice of her, you think. Not to be mad about it. You feel like you're growing closer to your new friend by the minute. Hi, Cat. Cat, you're kind of taking over my mouse pad here. You put the fork down and pick up the knife with your good arm. You cut the meat into several pieces with a careful sawing motion. You put the knife down and pick up the fork, and stab a piece. You put it closer to her mouth. She seems pleased. Very good. Nice technique. Well-sized morsels, too. She chews the meat with excellent form. She has very good table manners, you think. When she finishes the pieces, you slice off some more, and continue. The meat looks very good. Your mouth is watering, but she doesn't offer any. Oh well. When it's the right time for you to eat too, you're sure she will let you know. The meal is finished. There is no more meat, except for a few pieces of unchewed grizzle, which you did not try to feed her. That would be thoughtless. Very bad service. She reclines and steeples her fingers, looking quite pleased with how the evening has gone so far. You aren't sure why she's laughing. Did she do something funny? Oh my! What a fool. You point at yourself, wondering if she's referring to you. You don't know what you've done that was foolish, if so. You're also still not sure what you find so amusing. She pauses her laughter for a minute or two, then slowly begins to frown. A faint blue tear rolls down her cheek from her bottom eye. The truth is, I don't even know why I'm laughing. This isn't very funny what's happening here. It was a very good dinner. You did a good job, whoever you are. She puts her face in both of her hands and sobs quietly. You have no idea what to do about this. You stand there, still holding the fork, feeling a bit useless. There is a lot of pressure, you know. Being so respected and admired for your high status in this world. I didn't ask for this, to be so superior to so many. Much is expected of you. Much is presumed about what your personality would be before you even develop one. So far you're hitting a lot of it. You're hitting a lot of those expectations. Not gonna lie. You work hard and build a brand based only on what you think people assume you should be like. Sometimes I wonder, am I even that good at being sinister? Pretty good. Could I be more sinister if I tried harder? Maybe this is not my true calling after all. Begin to offer words of sympathy. This all seems heartbreaking to you, your poor new friend, but your jaw muscles contract and your mouth shuts involuntarily. You guess it's not your turn to speak yet? Okay, that works for you. You like to be a good listener to your friends. But what would happen if I changed my brand? If I stopped being so sinister online? My friends and followers will deride and reject me. And my superiors will eat me alive. See, this right here, this is exactly why I act like Vriska all the time. See? Yeah, see? I'm not just doing it because it's funny. This is real. This is why I act like Vriska. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Yeah. If I show weakness, if I scale back on my bloodthirsty content, will I incur in the scorn of a wise-ass clown with 100 million subscribers? Will I be in a cage someday, listening to a fucking fool honk his horn for likes? Oh god, yeah, that's... that's a valid fate to be concerned about. No, I must persist. Gamgee is troll PewDiePie. It's the worst possible thing. No, I must persist. How lonely is it to know that this is all I can do until the day I leave this planet? I have no material or sensory comforts for me here. Until I can get on a ship and fly away, pain is my only solace. Your hand holding the fork grips it tighter. You're horrified to realize that what it is in the process of doing. Bring it down hard on her hand, which is placed flat on the table. Oh god! She doesn't flinch or react in any way. 3 tails of cerulean blood flow from the tins where they pierce her skin. That wasn't friendly, you think, but then you weren't the one who did it, were you? You're so confused. My subscribers are not real friends. Mine are. Sorry. I think some of my subscribers legit became friends eventually. It's nice. I like it. This is why Troll Society sucks. They adore me only for my sinister content, the show I provide, my wicked, infectious laughter. I get jealous of them sometimes, because they get to watch my content. It must be thrilling, I think. But maybe I'm just jealous of them because they get to be people who aren't me. Oh. This did actually legitimately get sad all of a sudden. Self-harm via mind control. Yeah, that's what just happened there. This is fucking deep, I know. Apologize if you cannot relate. She pulls the fork out of her hand and lays it gently on the plate of Grizzly didn't feed her. The people downstairs in their cages aren't my friends either. Well, I kind of guessed that. They act like they're my friends, though, and sometimes I even believe it. But they don't really want to be friends with me. Nobody does. The only person who's ever really wanted to be my friend, who ever tried to be, is you? You clear your throat and point to yourself innocently. That's it. I've decided. You have passed the test. You will become my friend, officially. As such, I think a reward is in order. You're overjoyed. Your heart starts racing. You can't believe it. A new, real friend! But you don't have much time to enjoy this achievement. Your body is doing something again. You bend down in a strained motion and pick up the plate and fork. You position the plate over your wide-open mouth and scrape in all the remaining grizzle and begin chewing. It's virtually inedible. Your mouth humors the act of chewing for 2 seconds, and then you swallow all of it whole in one painful gulp. Ew. Tastes like friendship. Friendship! Alright. Well, that was about as fucked up as I thought it would be, to be perfectly honest. I think it seems like a good idea to make the Hot Dog Guy Part 2 of this little series. Yes, we have achieved friendship with 6 eyes. Okay. So, there we go. That was the tale of befriending a cerulean-blooded, crazy person. Which kind of seems like a redundant statement. We are going to pause that's the end of that half of Friendsim. We will now commence with Bratwurst Kid. Okay, and so when we return, when we will return with part 2 of this Friendsim series, we will come back to Diamond Zikali. Damien is probably going to be calling him this whole time anyway. Anyway, Cat, you really are in the way. Let me just... Okay. So, that was it for... that was the first part of the Friendsim. We will be back with the Damien path of this game. See you in a minute, everybody. Bye-bye.